Welcome to Woosh TV. In this video we will talk about the 15 signs of a high-value woman. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to Woosh TV YouTube channel for future updates. This movie draws on sound psychology, research, and the author's own personal experiences. A high-quality lady who possesses the qualities listed below is not only ideal as a girlfriend, but also as a solid and dependable business partner, co-worker, or friend. Let's get started. Number 10. She is feminine. A high-value lady doesn't have to be pretty to be valuable. Sure, that's a significant benefit, but it's not a must. She does, however, need to be feminine and present herself well. Men and women are becoming increasingly similar in these days of declining male testosterone and greater female freedom. Of course, some feminists and equal opportunity pundits will argue that this is a positive thing. Don't be fooled by such people for a second. Let's put the computer aside for a moment and assert the obvious. For a high-quality woman, femininity is a prerequisite. Number 9. She takes care of her appearance. The popular delusion these days is that being is what's important, whereas appearing is for the vacuous. That isn't true, of course, because the two aren't separate and aren't mutually exclusive. There is, in reality, a connection between being and appearing. Have you heard the following quote? Pretending to put on the first old scruffy thing you see in your closet is a low-cost way of attempting to blend into the background of mediocrity. That is not something that high-value ladies do. High-value women are proud of their ability to look after themselves. They understand how appearances and perceptions affect reality, and they don't leave it to chance, they take care of it. Number 8. She is health-conscious. Similar to the preceding, but with a focus on her body. She is responsible for the food she consumes, no fast food, no adding kilos of sauce and salt etc. Alcoholic beverages, avoids pops, colas, etc. Exercising. In general, she keeps her physique in good working order. Number 7. Is concerned about others. According to Simon Sinek, good leaders care about the people they lead. That is correct. Women do the same thing. Even if in a different way than men. She is concerned about her partner. And, of course, she is concerned about her partner's well-being. And he encourages him to accomplish his goals. Of course, there's a catch. She expects the same courtesy in return. A high-quality woman only accepts win-win partnerships that benefit both partners, as Regina Thomas-Hauer says in Pussy. That's why high-quality women don't stay in toxic relationships, and arsehole games are a bad way to start a long-term relationship with a high-quality woman. Men should be wary. If a woman has no interest in your objectives, goals, or ambitions concerning your health, then she's either a narcissist or someone who lacks empathy. In any case, she isn't a high-value woman. She's also unsuitable for a romantic connection. Example. I went to the hospital years ago for treatment of a sudden hearing loss. They informed me I needed to be admitted to the hospital once I arrived. I contacted my girlfriend and asked her to bring the laptop and some extra clothes to me. She began talking about her job interview as soon as she picked up the phone. I waited and waited for her to inquire about my situation. But that never came to pass. I had to eventually stop her to tell her about my hospital visit, that she knew full well about. I was sadder about the status of my relationship when I hung up the phone than I was about my hospitalization. I don't think I'd ever felt so alone as I did that day. And I realized that relationship had to stop at that time. She had displayed alarming indicators of extreme self-centeredness. Now let's move on to the next one. Number 6. She is emotionally stable. Because women's mood swings are more extreme than men's, they are given a little more latitude. A high-value woman, on the other hand, is supposed to be. She is relatively confident in herself and her own merits. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. Not overly concerned. There will be no mood swings, a sign of borderline personality. Positive and uplifting in general. Emotionally stable does not imply that she never cries or is never upset. It doesn't rule out the possibility of a nervous breakdown, or spells of mild sadness and self-doubt. Those are common occurrences in life, and dealing with them openly is a sign of high worth. Number 5. Her command of the English language is excellent. Language has a strong link to IQ. But it goes beyond brains and communication abilities. It demonstrates that she has read and cared for her education. With English as the world's current lingua franca, a strong command of the language demonstrates a want to communicate with others, and a desire to be heard in that world. Men and women have distinctions. It's worth noting that there are differences between men and women in this area. Women have a proclivity for broadening rather than deepening their linguistic skills. For example, women are more likely than men to speak many languages. In comparison to men, more women living abroad will attempt to learn the local language. This is due to women's greater desire to form social networks. A woman of poor worth is an example. I debated whether or not I should meet her at all. Extenuating circumstances, extenuating circumstances. Immigrants who live in a place where English is not spoken are exempt, if they learn the local language. Because these women had to prioritize learning the native language, it's understandable if English slipped by the wayside. Also, women from stronger, or far away, cultures, such as China, Japan, Korea, France, Italy, and others, have a little more leeway. Number 4. She exudes positivity and encourages others. Allow me to explain. Men should have a main interest, a goal, or a pursuit. It isn't as important for women. Indeed, an overly zealous effort might backfire. Not that there's anything wrong with tenaciously pursuing anything, but when you're on a single-headed warpath, it's easy to lose your femininity. Radiating positivity does not imply that you are constantly joyful. That's ridiculous. It simply means that her default mood is on the brighter side of the spectrum, and she interacts with the world with a grin rather than a growl. That exudes a lot of pleasant energy. Baseline mood is either inherited, which is a good indicator, or it suggests she works on herself, and tries to be more positive in her outlook on life, which is an even better sign. Without delving into politics, what do you believe the two women below provoke in the individuals around them in terms of sensations, states, and emotions? Right, it has a quite different effect. Woman who is positive versus woman who is woman. Who of the two is more likely to build people up rather than tear them down? When negativity gets out of hand, for example. Women who are always furious or bored are on the other extreme of the scale. I had a girlfriend who would frequently tell me, "I'm bored." Then you can count on me to take her out of her misery. And when I was preoccupied with my own affairs, she became irritable, argumentative, and irritable. As you might expect, when that pattern repeats itself, it's not only you who pulls her out, your companion is also the one who brings you down. Definitely not a life companion of excellent quality. Number 3. She is socially skilled. Everyone benefits from excellent social skills. They're even more critical for women. Female primates, on the other hand, have been observed to form alliances in order to enhance their own goals, as well as the interests of their families and communities. For humans, it's not much different. In a way, we could say that the ability to create friendships with ease is an indication of femininity. But what exactly are these social abilities? Social skills for beginners. The following are examples of social abilities. Conversation. Making new acquaintances. Chit-chat. Getting to know each other. Bonding. Exceptional social skills. These are the social abilities of the elite socialite. Rejecting a man's approaches without injuring his ego, keep a friend. Relax and distress in uncomfortable social situations. Avoiding making enemies by deflecting offensive remarks. Number 2. She enjoys playing small games. It's all about playing games in women's dating books. We've previously disproved the premise of having him wait for sex, as well as the disadvantages of feigning disinterest and the problems with making him invest more. The problem with nasty games is that they are lose-lose situations. And win-lose dating leads to win-lose partnerships. This isn't to imply that high-quality ladies aren't game players. Quite the reverse, in fact. The marketing package includes games. The nasty games are what I'm referring to here. Instead, the high-quality lady uses games to lift others up and make them happy. She also reduces the number of games once she's in a relationship, since she understands that a partnership built on honesty and mutual support is preferable to one in which she's continuously gaming her partner. And she isn't scared to express her respect and liking, since she understands that positive behavior breeds more positive behavior. Number 1. Knows when to set boundaries. The high-value woman is warm and welcoming, but she isn't a pushover, and knows when it's time to stand up for herself. She'll let you know if you're not upholding your half of the bargain. When a supervisor treats her badly, she knows how to demand the respect she is due. She lives by the rule that she will not be disrespected by anyone, and that no one has the right to be disrespectful to her. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.